and speaking about him. So we will start with the Mangalacharan. Om Jnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam. Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Utpat Kamlam Shri Guran Vaisnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patita Nama Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gauru Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine.
Savita.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to all of you. This is a very beautiful topic today. His Divine A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. That was a miracle in the history of the world that Srila Prabhupada appeared in 1896 in Calcutta.
Hello.
That was a wonderful day. His father was Abhay Day and mother was Srimati Radharani. And Abhay was the name which was given to him. His family was very pious, very dedicated to Radha and Krishna. In Prabhupada's house, there were small deities. And from very childhood, he was very fond of serving. And in his childhood as well, Prabhupada celebrated small Rath Yatra. He had made small this Rath and made the deity sit in the Rath, and a very, very small boy. And his family was, having cloth business, and his business place was also very near to his house. So that made his father attending to him and taking care of the child. The title Prabhupada, as you see, this is a very special title, and it is given to those who are very much advanced and have outstanding contribution in the field of religion and preaching to the world as well. The examples of this title are Rup Goswami Prabhupada, Jeev Goswami Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. They are the examples of this. And this is very wonderful that this title was given to Srila Prabhupada by his disciples. Now we move forward to his spiritual journey further. In 1922, he had his first meeting with his spiritual master. In its first meeting, his spiritual master recognized him as a true carrier of Krishna consciousness. And he asked him, okay, why don't you teach, and since you know English very well, and you can give the spiritual message in English. So that time Prabhupada was not inclined that way. He said, no, it is not the time. Our country is not yet independent. We have to do this and that, like that. But his spiritual master told him that about soul. Soul is, you see, never bound by the external factors. So we should worry about the soul, not about the external things. Prabhupada then was very much moved by his spiritual master. That was not his spiritual master, but he was very much moved by the first meeting. And then he began discussing the topics with his spiritual master. And 11 years later, in 1933, he got his initiation in Allahabad. That time, Prabhupada has moved there. He had his own factory there, a medicine factory. And there he got the initiation. And then sometime later, Prabhupada wrote his own commentary on Bhagavad Gita and assisted Gaudiya Math, of which his spiritual master, his Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur Maharaj was founder RΑDHΑ, and that Math had 64 different branches, and some of the branches are now in Bangladesh as well. So then in 1944, Prabhupada started his magazine, as was motivated by his spiritual master to write in English. That magazine was Back to Godhead. He started Back to Godhead. And you see, this step was something which was very unique, but it was having so many problems as well, because publishing business is not so easy. So he also went to do the struggle to maintain that BTG. Single-handedly, he was doing all the things. He was writing the material, he was editing it, typing it, then giving it to the press, then bringing in the proof, then reading it, then making it final, and that then ultimate printing coming into picture, and then even distributing it. Prabhupada used to distribute it individually to person. He used to go to here and there, this shop, that shop, like that. And now that BTG is being distributed all over the world in over 60 languages. So Prabhupada's effort was then recognized by the Vaishnavas, and 1947 he was given the title by his God brothers, Gaudiya Vaishnavas as a Bhakti Vedant. We call it his divine grace. I see Bhakti Vedanta. Bhakti Vedanta was given to him in 1947. 1950, Prabhupada took this Vanprastha. So he left his family, then dedicated his more, giving his more time to preaching and all that. And now he was more free as compared to before. And he moved to Vrindavan. And he lived there in Radha Damodar temple and started writing about Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita, like that. And in 1959, he took sannyas. And now, after taking sannyas, he was now looking after how to preach Krishna consciousness in the best words. So he started thinking of going to America. Then he met Srimati Sumati Murarji. She was owner of India Steamship Company. He requested her to give her to ticket to go to America. Although she was very reluctant, she was asking him that, Swamiji, you are now 70. And in the age of 70, the people generally come to Vrindavan and stay there for the rest of his life. And I have seen the first person who is, instead of going to Vrindavan, he is coming out of Vrindavan to go to West. But Prabhupada was determined. It is a very long story, but I'm making it very short. He was successful in convincing Srimati Sumati Murarji. And she gave him the permission to go through a cargo ship. The cargo ship was going from Calcutta to New York. So in 1965, in September, Prabhupada reached there in New York from Calcutta. And on the way from Calcutta to New York, he had 2 heart attacks. And when he had 2 heart attacks, Prabhupada requested Krishna that I am in your hand as a puppet. So it is up to you what you want out of me. So Krishna in his dream came in Jaldut. And Krishna was pulling him out of the troubled waters. So that was very indication of how the Krishna was helping Srila Prabhupada. So then Prabhupada, after reaching New York, he was a guest of a person who Prabhupada have never seen him before. So after spending a few days there, then Prabhupada struggled in a very, very big way. 1 year was a struggle, whole struggle. And he was among the people who were all intoxicated, not following any rules, not bathing properly. And he was in a kind of a room wherein there was no window at all. A very pathetic kind of a condition for full 1 year. And Prabhupada struggled. And then In 1966, Prabhupada moved to one place that was called a storefront, and now it is called as a matchless gift. Prabhupada moved there, and in 1966, he established International Society for Krishna Consciousness. You see, he was the only person, and there were three others who helped him, made it possible. And you will be able to take it very, I should say, surprisingly, that the document of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, Prabhupada was not party to sign that document. That document was signed by the local people. There were three in number, and Prabhupada was not part to that document. And Prabhupada was not trustee at all. And nowhere his name was there. And that, you see, single person making the name as International Society for Krishna Consciousness. You can just imagine what Prabhupada had in mind when he made that document. And secondly, when the name was being discussed, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, some people suggested it should be God consciousness, something like that. Prabhupada said, no, it should be Krishna. We will make Krishna at the center, because God, some may feel God this and some may feel God that or something like that, but we will concentrate only on Krishna. So he made international from day one. You can just imagine, international from day one and Krishna from day one. No changes thereafter. And through this Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Through that mantra only, he made the people sing, dance, and glorify Krishna. In 1968, Prabhupada created New Vrindavan. That was a very big step. And you see, this place is huge place, and it is called Palace of Gold. It is around 1,500 to 2,000 acre land, and huge community, and so many services, excellent something. And in 1972, Prabhupada introduced Gurukul in Dallas and Texas. And in India, in Vrindavan, we have very good Gurukul, very huge space. Now it has been shifted to nearby place from Vrindavan, around, I think, 8 to 9 kilometers away from Vrindavan in Braj itself. It's a huge sprawling place now. Very, very big place. And similar Gurukul is also there in Mayapur as well. There is also very huge place. And higher education is also provided now by ISKCON, by VIHE, and VIHE means Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education. Then Bhaktivedanta College is there in Belgium. Then Mayapur Institute of Higher Education is there. We have GBC College also. And we are creating more spiritual educational centers, wherein the people from all corner of life can come and understand. And you see, in Mayapur, we have now we have almost at the completion stage of TOVP. TOVP is, I think, when it will be inaugurated, that will be the biggest temple of the whole world. Biggest, huge. And this is wonderful work. And Prabhupada also have this Radha Krishna Balram temple in Vrindavan, where we have guest house. Beside that, we have MVT. This is also residential and kind of a restaurant and guest house also. So many facilities are there. And Prabhupada office used to be at Bombay. Bombay, Prabhupada used to call it as a office. That is a temple at Zoo, very big temple, very sprawl. I think cream place. And then that temple is also known all over the world, Zoo temple. And now we are coming to the books. Prabhupada established BBT in 1972. And today, the Prabhupada's books are being printed in over 80 languages all over the world. And Chinese is one of them, because Chinese language is the largest language, English, Chinese, French. So all the languages are there, and the distribution of book is like amazing proportions. And BBT today is the largest religious distribution center, largest BBT. And Prabhupada made it possible by his purity, by his dedication, through his love for Krishna, through his hard work, through his sincerity, and he was fully dedicated to his mission. He was fully dedicated to his spiritual master, and he was fully dedicated to Lord Krishna. And in just 12 years, from 70 to 82, from the age of 70 to 82, because he went to America in 1965, and he left this body in 1977 in Vrindavan. So in 12 years, he made more than 100 centers all over the world. That was a unique kind of thing. And he circled this whole world 14 times to spread Krishna consciousness. Where he gave lectures, and many other meetings, and all of these lectures are there, and you can have the recording as well. More than 2,000 lecture recordings are available in BBT. And through his lectures, as well as letter written to his disciples and various other people, he gave how to advance his Krishna consciousness. And there are about 7,000 letters which has been written by him. As far as his disciples are concerned, there were around 10,000 disciples that he made, and a numerous number of life members. That was how many, I can't count it. But you see, in a small center like Rohini, we have 4,000 life members, and still counting. They are going on and on and on. So we are adding more and more members in every center. And these members are helping ISKCON, and ISKCON is helping members. They are helping each other in other way. So that movement is spreading like anything. And as Krishna is unforgettable, Srila Prabhupada is also unforgettable. You see, I have one personal feeling. I'll tell you. You see, we have centers all over the globe, and we have half an hour difference in each as we go further. Suppose in Pakistan, the time is half an hour different. In Bangladesh, half an hour again different. We are again. So you see, around the globe, at one point of time, 4:30 will be there in the morning. At present, 4:30 a.m. will be somewhere. So 4:30 a.m. will be somewhere. It means Prabhupada's glorification or Mangal Arati will be celebrating right now. We are here at 8 p.m. approximately. So this time also Prabhupada's glorification is going on. So after half an hour again, somewhere will be again 4:30. So Prabhupada's glorification is being made around the clock, 24 hours. The system is made. So Prabhupada has written, okay, Lord is praised for his glories. Of all the glories, the most important glory is his causeless mercy. And what is that mercy? That mercy is he is reclaiming the fallen souls from the clutches of Maya. And that work is being done through his representatives. And who is his representative? We are discussing about Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is the representative of Krishna, who is trying to bring us from the clutches of Maya at the Lord's feet of Krishna. So what is that method? That is simple chanting of Hare Krishna mantra and following the four regulative principles. Prabhupada said that in case you chant 16 rounds of Mahamantra and observe four regulative principles, then it is my guarantee I'll take you back to Godhead. Some people were very confused. Hey, Shastras, it is nowhere mentioned that it is so easy to go back to Godhead. The Prabhupada said, yes, I have backdoor key of that place. So I'll take you. So that promise which Prabhupada has made, the Krishna is making that promise possible. Krishna is making that thing happening in front of our eyes. So several devotees like Ramanujacharya, Madhavacharya, Notandas Thakur, Shamanand Pandit, they were doing it, but not like Srila Prabhupada. It was not possible. So that has been done by Srila Prabhupada. And that is outstanding kind of a thing. And all over the world, he has done it. And we should take it. We should take it, since it is not possible. It was not possible without Prabhupada. Without Prabhupada, nobody in India was knowing Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Now, you people might have noticed that even other people who are preaching, other than ISKCON people, they are singing Hare Krishna Mahamantra also. Previously it was not. Now Hare Krishna Mahamantra name is being taken by all and sundry in every village, in every town. It is happening. Prithvite ya chade nagar adi gram sarvatra prachar hoibe moro naam. That thing is being made possible by Srila Prabhupada. He is doing it, and he's doing it wonderfully. And who was in fact having any imagination that the name of Krishna or Vaishnavism or this Mahamantra will go beyond the limits of Bengal, Vrindavan or Orissa? Nobody had imagined. Even when Prabhupada went to America, the people said there, Swamiji, you change your style. You leave dhoti kurta. You become like they are. Then they will listen to you. But Prabhupada said, no, I'm not here to change myself. I have come to change them. And Prabhupada did this. And did this wonderfully. So he had no money. He just went with 40 rupees. And when he came back, the 40 rupees were with him. And moreover, he made so huge kind of thing that nobody would have imagined even. Even today, if we think of it, it is not that we can even feel a small bit of it. We cannot. But Prabhupada did it. And Prabhupada did it because he was 100% pure. He had nothing in his heart other than Krishna. He had no personal motivation. He had nothing to do for himself. He was doing it for all, for serving his Guru and Krishna. I tell you one thing more. As on date, even when Prabhupada made ISKCON and thereafter he made GBC, and then so many other followers were there, Prabhupada did not take even a single penny for his personal thing. Not even a single penny. Not for himself, not for his family. I tell you my personal thing, which I saw personally. Around 20 years back, I was in Mayapur. And I saw one of his family members sitting in the reception of guest house, booking for a room in guest house. You just imagine, had Prabhupada been selfish, even smallest part of it, then he would have given something to his family. He did not. He did it only for the prayer of Guru and Krishna. So that made possible that all wonderful things happened. And one day a person asked, okay, Prabhupada, everybody loves you. And Prabhupada said, because I love everybody. Prabhupada loved everybody. The kind of attention, the kind of affection that he gave to the people in New York when he founded, and thereafter to all his children, to all his followers, to all his disciples, to all the persons, he was outstanding. That was beyond our imagination even. And he was very friendly to everyone. He was very humble. He was very simple, he was jolly, he was pure, but he was always aggressive. He was always determined. He was always lion-hearted. He was intense, but he was intolerant to nonsense. That was his feature. And since he was himself devoted to Krishna, he was able to give this quality to his followers. He was practically Mahabharata. He was practically a Paramahansa. And he was always telling uh, everybody that you are not his body, you are not this body, you are not this body. In every lecture, when you listen to Prabhupada, you will feel that every time he is discussing about you are not this body, you are the soul, you are soul, you are soul. And he induced his followers to go out and preach. And the followers are doing a wonderful job. They are making the movement further and further. And as I told you, he was selfless. He did not keep anything for his family, anything for his personal purpose. Nothing at all. Whatever he took from the people, he gave to the people. All these things, whatever charity you are giving, or anybody is giving, we are giving to Krishna, to ISKCON. ISKCON is repaying them in more multiplying way. We are giving only money, but ISKCON is giving Krishna. So you think, what is big? Krishna is big or money is big? Our body is big or Krishna is big? Our mind is big or Krishna is big? So that, you see, that is given by Prabhupada. And in recent time, nobody has equaled him. Nobody. And his consciousness was so deep. His Krishna consciousness was so total. It was so pure that people from all over the world followed him. All over the world. And see, there, all the centers are working round the clock to spread Krishna consciousness everywhere. All the people are there. And Srila Prabhupada has made, the statement is, the Prabhupada has made a house in which the whole world can live. This is what Prabhupada has done. And he is, I'm not saying was, he is a friend. He is a true leader. He is a friend. He is there even today. How? He is available through his books. When you read Prabhupada, and you will feel that by reading, if any question comes in your mind, then immediately thereafter, when you are reading Prabhupada, that question will be answered by Prabhupada himself through his statement, through his writings. So that is a compassion that is unmatched. And we should take the opportunity. We should take this, you see, Prabhupada's teaching, and we should also adopt according to Prabhupada's instructions, and we should also pass on to others. This is our duty. We should do our duty. And you see, ISKCON is fortunate. We are fortunate. And although we have not took darshan of Prabhupada, but through his followers, through his disciples, we can take the Amrit which Prabhupada left for us through his disciples. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Ram Ram. Hare Hare. So I'll leave something for any question answers. So it is 8:23.
Hare Krishna Praji. Dan Pranam.
Hanji.
Please, whoever has questions, they can either raise their hands or so that we can unmute you, or you can post your questions in the chat box if you're too shy, and Prabhuji will answer them. Okay, I've got one question. Prabhuji, can you please describe the leaving pastime of Srila Prabhupada?
One day, there is was in Mayapur. You are asking me any one of the pastimes? Any one of the pastime?
The question stated leaving pastime. That means
Leaving?
Prabhupada's departure.
Oh, Prabhupada's departure? No, Prabhuji, it is very difficult. It is very difficult. It is very difficult. Yesterday, you see, that was in Vrindavan. And I'll only add one line in that pastime, that even that time also, Prabhupada leaving his body, and Prabhupada was that time making commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. He was dictating. And all the disciples were around him. They were all weeping. But that cannot be described, please. That cannot be described. Not possible. That is not possible. Leaving pastime. You see, yesterday I was looking at that video, and my son was beside me, and he went away. Papa, I can't see this. So it is better you see yourself, and it is very difficult.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Very, very difficult. It is very, I can't describe. Only a Shuddha Bhakt can describe. A pure devotee requires to speak in length about that state. I'm not pure devotee. I'm not even a devotee.
So, Vasudha Prabhu has one question.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. So Prabhu, you described about the purity of Prabhupada, like how he served Krishna and Guru without personal motives. So I want to ask Prabhu, in our life, how we can develop this attitude of service to Krishna and Guru without any personal motivation? How we can develop this attitude, Prabhu?
Okay, wonderful question. This question has been answered by Prabhupada himself. Prabhupada said, you get up early in the morning at 4 o'clock and attend Mangalarti, do japa thereafter, and listen Bhagavatam, read his books, and follow 4 regulative principles. Okay? This is one line answer. Straight. No here and no there. I repeat it. Getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, attend Mangalarti, and then do japa, then have Bhagavatam class, listen to Bhagavatam class, Nityam Bhagavata, Sevaya, and 4 regulative principles. You are through. Okay?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
You are satisfied?
Yes, Prabhu.
Any other question?
Right? Yes. There's one question from my side. So
Yes, sure,
we
sure.
see in life of Srila Prabhupada and his Gurudev Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur that before they went set out for preaching, they spent a significant amount of time where they actually kind of prepared themselves. So in our life, or my question is, how can we emulate, or what lesson we can learn in our life from this aspect of their lives, so that we can also serve Guru and Krishna in a better way.
You see, one is sincerity. There are 2 S. One is sincerity, and another is sincerely. You should be sincere to yourself, and you should be serious as well. And our goal should be Krishna, straight. No here and no there. And all this happens because of the mercy of Guru and Krishna. You should follow your spiritual master as it is, as Srila Prabhupada did it. Rest, all things happen automatically. You should be 100% dedicated to your spiritual master in the line of Srila Prabhupada. And whatever he says, you do it. And then things are held automatically. Because Prabhupada had one mantra, that was following his spiritual master. That single mantra, following his spiritual master as it is. So the same, if we repeat also, you see the lives of his followers, his disciples. Those disciples who had followed Prabhupada as it is, 100%, without any deviation, they are wonderful preachers now. The same thing you can take from the same leaf. Okay? Abhay Prabhu, is okay?
Yes. Yes.
Sounds good?
Yes, Guruji.
You are satisfied?
Yes, Guruji, very much.
Okay. Any other question?
Any other questions? Actually, there is a very frequently asked question I would like to ask on behalf of all the viewers, that often when we say Jai Srila Prabhupada, it is the enthusiasm often sprouts only from the the vocal cords, and not from the heart.
Hmm.
So how do we actually connect in a way that we are actually it sprouts the enthusiasm for serving Srila Prabhupada sprouts from the heart.
Hmm. That is again, I am coming to that place. Get up early in the morning, 4 o'clock. Same thing. Because Prabhupada has given us Krishna. And our tendency is not to get Krishna, our tendency is to get external things. So long as our tendency is there to get external things, we cannot appreciate Prabhupada. Okay? We won't be able to appreciate Prabhupada until we are focused fully on Krishna. And that is not so easy. That is not so easy. We are after Puja La Pratishtha, PLP. Puja, Labh and Pratishtha. Who am I? I am so and so. My designation is so and so. I am doing this work. Recognize me, right? Acknowledge me. So many things. We have so many deficiencies, huge deficiencies, because of our attachment with this body, our bodily features, our bodily things, extensions, right? Bodily extensions, so many extensions, which are me and then my body and then my family, then extended family, like that. Okay? So these will go away only when I come to Satoguna. And Satoguna is only possible by sincerely doing, getting up in the morning, then doing all the sadhana, and then praying to Krishna and Guru. Okay? The prayer is very important in our life. And never think that your actions are not being seen by Guru and Krishna. Never think. Because we are in front of people something else, and behind the curtain something else. So that difference is there. So that difference, when difference is there, that is not helping us. That is, in fact, a stumbling block on the path of progress. So that is not letting us go further. That is the reason that we are not pure. We are not pure so that we cannot speak about the pure. We cannot see what we don't have that level. And since we don't have that level, we are not in a position to appreciate that level. It is simple. Okay? We are not at that level, so we cannot appreciate that level. Okay? Am I right this?
Yes, Guruji. Beautifully said.
Yeah. That is the reason. Yeah. So that's why we are not in a position to appreciate. Because we are not that. And to get to that again reach at Satoguna, and Prabhupada told one disciple, he asked, Prabhupada said, you do it for 12 years. And then whatever you will speak, that will be wonderful. You do it for 12 years. And after 12 years, whatever you speak will be wonderful. What do you do for 12 years? The same thing. Get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, then attend Mangalarti and observe all the regulative principles, Nityam Bhagavad Sevya, and do Seva. And then after 12 years, you will be perfect. So you can come to level after making a sincere and serious effort. It is possible. It is possible. We can cry for Krishna. We can cry for Prabhupada. We can cry for Guru, provided we are from our heart. We are a sundered soul. We are not a sundered soul. We are sundered soul only to the extent as if what are you doing for me? So I will do it for you. It is a kind of a in our heart. We have a commercial kind of a thing. I'll do for you if you do for me. But the prem is what the prem says. Ahatuki aprahitita, without any cause and without any obstruction. Regularly. Aprahitata. Okay? Ahatuki without any reason. And aprahitita means uninterrupted. So that seva is required. Anything else?
Before I can go to next question, I just wanted to reconfirm whether you have time or you're getting late.
No. I'm not late. We can sit 12 o'clock. No problem.
Okay. So actually, one devotee has requested if you can describe your, a pastime of Prabhupada that has touched your heart very much.
Pastor Prabhupada. In fact, I have not seen Prabhupada. I've seen my Gurudev. What I have seen my Gurudev is, he is very much inclined to serving the Prabhupada. That I have seen. So that tendency was there in Prabhupada as well, serving the Guru. So serving the Guru without any motive, personal motive, I'll like to say, without any personal motive, that is the key to success. And what I saw in Prabhupada was, you see, he went there in 1965 and he came from there here in India in somewhere 1970, 71. You see, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra was not known to us, as far as I remember. My age is as on date 64, and in 70s I was around in 20s, in 70s. So I had never listened Hare Krishna. I had never listened about Prabhupada. And you see, Prabhupada made it possible for every Indian to chant Hare Krishna, to convince every Indian that he can go back to Godhead. He was in a position to convince us, yes, you can also go back to Godhead. This is the place. And the process of going back was also told by him only, not anybody else. That was a miracle kind of a thing. You see, you read Shastras or you consult Shastras, you won't find any way to go back to Godhead so easily. And Prabhupada made this possible. Who was, you see, in 1990s, I came in contact with ISKCON. And I even did not remotely thought of chanting Hare Krishna. Remotely even. I never thought of chanting Hare Krishna. But when I came in contact with ISKCON devotees, they changed my life. And they changed my life to the extent that, to very frank, I was a duffer. I was living a animalistic life. Fully animalistic life. Fully. And if I'm convinced 100%, if a person like me can be changed, then I think everybody in the world can be changed. This is my personal feeling. If I can be changed, I was so down. I cannot even describe myself to my fellow ones. Because I fear that in case I tell my personal life, they will hate me. They will kick me. And Prabhupada has made the person devotee, looking like a devotee, not a devotee, but looking like a devotee. So that is a wonderful thing Prabhupada has done. And only Prabhupada has done. Nobody else has done. I tell you one more thing. Around, I think, 20 years back, my Gurudev had asked me to preach in 77. You go and preach. I was trying my bit. And one day I asked, it is a very long thing, but I am telling you in one sentence only. One day I asked my Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, I want to read this and this and this book from so and so source. Why? I will be able to give good lecture on that. Gurudev said, no. You will read only Prabhupada, nothing else. And whatever the Prabhupada has given, nobody in last 100 years have given yet. And from that day, I never touched any other book, only Prabhupada. Because Prabhupada has given everything in his books. Everything. A to Z. And if in case you follow Prabhupada, it is wonderful. You will find that Prabhupada is there with you. You follow Prabhupada and read his books only. You will find that Prabhupada is with you. Always. Always guiding you. Through your spiritual master. So in our spiritual master, we see Prabhupada as well. And when we follow our spiritual master, we follow Prabhupada as well. Okay? So we should be very sincere and very serious. Double S is the key. Always remember double S. Sincerity and seriousness. Next question.
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, some devotees are asking whether you can describe any pastime of Srila Prabhupada, since it is, it's a day of remembering Srila Prabhupada. So anything we can hear about.
Okay. I don't remember the name of the devotee. What happened is, Mayapur temple was just coming up. It is 70s. And anybody had gone to Mayapur? How many people have gone to Mayapur out of this? How many people are there? 16 now. How many people have gone to Mayapur out of those listening to us? How many? Can I get the number? Anyway, the people are mostly mute. So originally, you see there is Bhajan Kutir at the entrance of the gate. Prabhupada Bhajan Kutir. Abhay, are you getting me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Abhay Prabhu. Bhajan Kutir was the original temple at the gate. You know that?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So there Prabhupada was living. And one Mataji was living with them, his disciple. Mataji was foreigner and she had one kid with him. She used to go to Navdeep daily to bring vegetables and fruits daily. She used to go on a boat and then come back like that. So when she used to cook for Prabhupada or serve Prabhupada, then Prabhupada would daily tell her that something is missing or something like that. This is not right. This is not correct. Something like that. Always telling her about the deficiency or improvement required in his cooking or in dealing. So after it happening so many days, she decided that I'll quit the service and ask someone else to serve Prabhupada. One day what happened, Prabhupada's godbrother came. And Prabhupada told Mataji that my godbrother is coming, so he will also be there. So you cook for him as well. Okay. She cooked. And she was outside, and inside, Prabhupada and his godbrother were taking meals, taking prasadam. And they were discussing something about Mayapur, something about Krishna and his Prabhupada's movement. During discussion, a question came about the disciples of Prabhupada. Then question came about that Mataji as well. And Prabhupada told his godbrother, the quality of that Mataji is that she can give me his life, her life. She can give me her life, or she can, and I can give my life as well to her. So when she listened that, she was very, very, you see, jovial, and she then said that after that listening, after that sentence, hearing that sentence, I never thought of leaving Prabhupada's service at all. He was so appreciative of his disciples. He was so appreciative. See, caring a child in person is something else, but presenting a child before the public is something else. Okay? So Prabhupada was very affectionate, very affectionate, very affectionate. They were, in fact, as a Prabhupada, as I told today, that somebody asked that the Prabhupada, everyone loves you. And Prabhupada replied, because I love everyone. Prabhupada really loved them. They were, in fact, you see, when Prabhupada was there in New York, they were all militias. They had left their families. They were hippies. They were not following any rules. They were not following anything at all. And they used to come at storefront after taking their drugs. And this Baba, this Swami was serving the meals. And they were very happy. The Baba is giving free meal. Okay, let's go there. The Swami is making us happy. They used to get intoxication outside and take prasadam there. And he was cleaning the floor. He was cleaning the utensils. He was doing all the things single-handedly. What for? For the sake of promoting Krishna. So that life Prabhupada gave them, that was wonderful. You see, Prabhupada had seen everything in New York as storefront. That was a very small place, a small kitchen, and 20, 30 people used to come in the lectures. And they were not at all sincere students. They used to come only to take prasadam, only to eat something. And Prabhupada used to give them boiled potatoes, then rasgullas or something like that. And these bullets worked so wonderfully that they became devotees. What happened one day in India? Prabhupada had come with Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Yamuna Mataji, and 2-3 other disciples. They had gone to Calcutta. From Calcutta, they were all boarded train. And when the train reached Delhi, they were supposed to go to Vrindavan. When the train reached Delhi, just reaching Delhi, Prabhupada told Yamuna Mataji and Shyam Sundar, you get down here. You see, just 5 minutes before, he told, you get down here. And they were all surprised. So Prabhupada, what will do here and how to do it? Prabhupada, Krishna will take care. You get down and preach here. They got down. They had no plan at all. They didn't have any idea what to do, but they got down. In Vrindavan itself, you see, for foreigners, you see, Vrindavan now is a different place, but in 70s it was very different place. In America, they had all the kinds of facilities, whatever is required, all the kind of facilities, AC, good places to live in, good food. You see, America is the richest country, and they people have all the facilities of the world, all the facilities. But in Vrindavan, these devotees of America, I'm talking about again Yamuna Mataji, Sham Sundar Prabhu, Brahmanand Prabhu. They didn't have proper water because Vrindavan water, that groundwater is salty. You know that Vrindavan groundwater is salty. Vrindavan had extreme climates. Winter is very cool and summer is very hot. So they face that also. Vrindavan had, you see, very big mosquitoes, and they didn't have any repellents that time. No this repellent, no allowed, nothing like that. No creams, no Odomax, and there were huge rats as well. And lastly, they had language barrier as well. Nobody knew what they are saying, and they didn't understand what the other was saying to them. And in these circumstances, they worked. And they served the Prabhupada. This so sincerely, so seriously, it cannot be imagined. You see, after Prabhupada, a book should be there about their disciples as well. You see, today's brahmachari has all the facilities. He has laptop, he has his room, he has his gadi, he has his servant as well. But that time they had nothing with them, and they served Prabhupada. Why they served Prabhupada? But because Prabhupada was a transcendental person. He was sent by Krishna himself. He was so powerful. He was so merciful. He had mercy of Krishna as well. He himself was mercy, personified mercy. So that, I think that was wonderful. Now, one disciple is there, Devi Shakti Mataji in Vrindavan. You can ask her, and she can glorify Prabhupada any number of years. Any number of years. They have seen Prabhupada as their father. Wonderful devotees, wonderful devotees. And Prabhupada made them wonderful. You see, this, as we say, Krishna se tomar, Krishna ditte paro tomar shakti ache. Amit Kangal Krishna Krishna Bali, Dhai Tava Pache Pache. कृष्णा से तुम्हार कृष्णा दिखते पारो कि कृष्णा आपके हैं, कृष्णा को दीजिए, मैं आपके पीछे पीछे दौड़ रहा हूं. जिनके पास कृष्णा है वो कृष्ण को वो ही दे सकते हैं जिनके पास है, तो वो दे रहे हैं. प्रभुपाद ने दिए बिकॉज प्रभुपाद वाज हैविंग कृष्णा विद हिम. So these things happen automatically when you are a true lover of Krishna. And Prabhupada was a true lover of Krishna. He was having Krishna in himself. He himself was embodiment of mercy of Krishna. So he gave that mercy to his disciples. And they also got that, and they again gave to others like us. You see, when we are talking about the printing of books, You know, in Delhi, Prabhupada used to live in Chippiwada temple. Prabhupada, now that temple is in with ISKCON. That has been given to ISKCON, and now that temple is have been renovated and now running as ISKCON temple. Prabhupada was living in the room at the first floor of that temple. In the summer itself, the Prabhupada was one day going and he collapsed on the road. He fell down. Where was he going? He was taking paper with him to the printing shop, to the printing press, to get BTG printed. That struggle, Prabhupada did it. He typed himself, he did everything himself. And one day, that printing press wala told Prabhupada, okay, I won't be able to give you more credit since I don't have money with me as well. So that struggle Prabhupada has seen. We have not seen. We have seen everything made fully furnished. We have cars with us, we have rooms with us, we have servants with us, and we have so many members serving us. Okay, everyone says Prabhuji, Prabhuji, aiye. At that time it was not there. I tell you one more story. In Bombay, disciple went to make one person a life member. He went to their office, and gentleman said, okay, what do you want? Well, we need this donation and we will make you life member. So he said, I will become life member. He rang the bell, boy came. He said, bring 2 Coca-Cola. That office boy came with 2 Coca-Colas. So he said, you will have to take this. So the disciple said, okay, no problem. We'll take, but you become member. He said, not taking it. You have to put on your head. You pour on it, and then I will become member. And the disciple picked that Coca-Cola and started. Well, that was a dedication to Prabhupada by the disciples, that they did everything for the service of Guru and Krishna. That was their disciples. And Prabhupada always, in last days, always used to tell, okay, I made you suffer like that. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. You worked so well for me, but I did nothing for you like that. But Prabhupada did everything for them. Everything for them. See, Prabhupada's life is wonderful. And if we glorify Prabhupada, our life will be wonderful. And if we follow at the footsteps of Prabhupada, we will go definitely back to Godhead. There is no doubt about this. You see, after Shad Goswamis, it is Prabhupada who has made all the wonders. And about him, Srila Prabhupada, there is one book called Chaitanya Mangal by Lochandas Thakur. And Lochandas Thakur has mentioned in this book that one Senapati will come who will spread the name of Krishna. And their Senapati has been identified as Srila Prabhupada. See, Lochandas Thakur has written books around 500 years back. And that prediction is made 500 years back, and that prediction is made true by Prabhupada himself. And when in the year of birth of Prabhupada in 1896, same year around, Bhaktivinoda Thakur also said that one day will come when the people from the West will come to Mayapur and they will sing Jai Sachinandan, Jai Sachinandan, Jai Sachinandan Gaur Hari. So that day came, and that day was made possible by whom? Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada, you see, has done wonders. Wonders. It is basically beyond our imagination. We cannot imagine that these things can happen. When Prabhupada was there in New York, one Dr. Mishra was there. Dr. Mishra was there. And he used to advise to Prabhupada, do this way or that way. But Prabhupada used to listen only, but not follow, because Prabhupada was knowing what I have to do. So, about Prabhupada, we cannot even think of what has happened. We can only describe with what has been written. And that description can be stated only by his true followers properly, not by us. We cannot appreciate him, but we should try. We should try to appreciate, we should try to speak, we should try our level best, so that by trying one day, we'll be able to speak properly. It is only our endeavor, our sincerity, and our seriousness again coming to us. So that is very, very important that we go that way. We should sing Prabhupada, we should dance Prabhupada, we should laugh Prabhupada. One day, Prabhupada was in Mayapur, and Chaturmas was going on. And Bhakti Charu Maharaj Ji was there. In month of Kartik, he thought that I will fast from this and that, and he grew his beard as well. And Prabhupada came to know that. Somebody told, okay, he has done this and he is not shaving now, and he is fasting. One fine day, at lunchtime, Prabhupada was taking prasadam. And he called him. Bhakti Charu Maharaj came. I don't know whether he was that time sannyasi or not. Maybe, because maybe he may be sannyasi because his sannyasi initiation was very, maybe, well, I'm not sure. I won't go by that, whether he was sannyasi or not. He was called in and he came. He paid his obeisances and sat beside Prabhupada. And Prabhupada just make a general inquiry and asked, what are you doing, this and that. Prabhupada took one piece of prasadam and gave. Bhakti Charu, take this. He said, Maharaj, I'm fasting. Prabhupada said, take this one. So he reluctantly took. Prabhupada said, eat before me. He took in his hand. Prabhupada said, eat now. What are you waiting for? Eat now. He said, I'm fasting. Prabhupada said, no fasting. You take this one. And why are you not shaved it? Then ultimately he went and shaved later on. And Prabhupada didn't let him fast. Because Prabhupada said, our mission is preaching mission. And we should not make our own rules. There should not be any concoctions. There should not be any deviations. Our is a preaching mission, then we have to be presentable always. So you will never see Prabhupada having any, not having any shave or something like that. He used to be always perfectly dressed, and he didn't give us so many if and buts. He said simply, do chanting, follow the regulative principles, hear Bhagavatam, read, and follow your spiritual master. That's all. So no very hard rules and regulations, but sticking to the point that we are a preaching mission and we have to go by what our spiritual master says. And that is basically Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. That's all. So he made our life so easy. You see, Krishna consciousness process is so easy and pure and sublime as well. It is wonderful. Nobody has done it. I'm again repeating, again and again repeating, nobody has done it the way Prabhupada has done. And now other sects are following the footsteps of Prabhupada. And this, you see, sadhana bhakti and bhakti of Guru and Guru Krishna and Radha Krishna is so simple, so wonderful, so sweet that anybody can do it. Prabhupada has said it. Okay. Mahamantra is so simple. Even a child can chant. Anybody can do it. And we should do it. We should do it sincerely. We should do it seriously. That should be our life and soul. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Simple. Prabhupada said, even if you understand it, it is all right. If you don't understand, still it is all right. If you don't understand, even then it is so pure, it will affect. Just like a medicine. If we take medicine knowingly or unknowingly, it will work. The fire is there. If we touch it, whether it is by a child or by a person who knows it, it will work equally with both of them. So the same case is with Mahamantra. It will work whether we do it knowingly or whether we do it unknowingly, same effect. So that Mahamantra is made for everyone, made available for everyone by Srila Prabhupada through the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna himself. Any other question?
There's one last question by Rajlochana Mataji. So she's saying that her son says, so it's a question from her son actually. So the son is asking if he reads about Krishna all the time. He's in 9th standard right now. So if he reads about Krishna all the time, then how can he, go further in his studies?
If he reads about Krishna himself, how can he go further studies? You see, that spiritual time is a extended time. It is not coming in 24 hours. 24 hours is a material time. And when you give time for Krishna, that is a separate time. That is a transcendental time. That is extended time. Okay? So it won't be considered in 24 hours. So those students, those who are doing devotional service, they are better students, they get better marks, they get better results automatically. Because their intelligence is much more higher than others. Okay? Their intelligence is much more and higher. Okay? So that is in fact that spending of time for Krishna, that helps them to study better, to understand Krishna and material world both better. So Krishna, this Maha Mantra or Krishna consciousness is helpful in material life as well as in the spiritual life. So both ways. So they are not at the receiving end, they are at the higher end. So ask Mataji that he should continue and he will be a better person, a good person and intelligent as well. Because those who are after Krishna, they are intelligent people. Okay? It is not, Krishna consciousness is not for the duffers. They are intelligent ones. And if someone is studying and as well as following Krishna, he is Sumedasa. Sumedasa. So not worry about and give that person, that student, that child, my humble obeisances. He is a nice soul. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. Very nicely put. So I think that's the end of all the questions.
Okay.
So it was a pleasure to have your association to celebrate this auspicious occasion of remembering with great
No.
gratitude.
In fact, I myself indebted to you people that you gave me opportunity to speak. You pushed me to speak, and I could say something in broken or some way, this or that way. But I'm indebted to you, all of you, and my Dandavat Pranam to all of you, those who tolerated me for such long time. And I'm sorry in case I hurt you in any way or couldn't satisfy any of one of you, I'm again paying my humble obeisances and saying that give me your kripa, I could speak better. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So
Thank you.
let us thank His Grace Radhakeshav Prabhu by, of course, all of you can, wherever you are sitting, you can chant the Maha Mantra with great gratitude, so that we can, through that Maha Mantra, we are requesting Prabhuji, begging at his lotus feet to give his association once again, many more times again. Okay. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram.
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai. Jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you again. Thank you. Thank you. Tolerated me so much. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So we'll be having our Aarti now. So Radhakeshav Prabhuji, in case you are available, you can attend Aarti also. That is our request. So because if when we when a senior devotee is there, and it will attract the the merciful glance of Lord Jagannath, so he will bear it on all of us also who are next to you. It will be nice to have you witnessing the Aarti also. So I request all the viewers to participate in the Aarti by singing along and having the wonderful darshan of their Lordship Sri Jagannath, Baldev Subhadra, Sri Lord Nitai, Sri Prabhupada. Okay. And I request all of you to again join back with us next Saturday for our regular Saturday program with more enthusiasm to hear about Krishna and to glorify Krishna, to glorify the holy name, to glorify Srila Prabhupada and the entire Guru Parampara. Okay, so with that, I thank all of you and kindly participate. Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maiya ki Namah Jagannath Baladev Subhadra.